everyone. I know I haven't made a video for a while, but I've just been really busy, so apologies. And apologies for my kind of interesting hairstyle that I'm sporting right now, but my hair was just not looking very good at the moment, and I am generally kind of just looking a bit drained. I've been really busy and I've not had time to kind of redo my nails, and I need to do some fake tanning majorly as well. Again, not that there's anything wrong with being pale, it's just it doesn't really suit my complexion. I need a bit of a glow. So I just wanted to come on here today and talk to you about something that I've had a lot of questions about, especially since I did my how I lost 2 stone video. And basically I wanted to come on here and talk to you about how to maintain weight loss. Now, a couple of things that are really important to kind of get out the way first is that everybody's weight really fluctuates, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that you have to kind of allow yourself that kind of little bit of lenience. So I know that my weight generally kind of fluctuate from 2 to 3 kilos, which might sound like a lot because if you think about it, 3 kilos is nearly half a stone, but that is just how my weight fluctuates. And I find that if I've kind of overindulged a little bit, it'll go up to a certain point, and then if I just cut back and eat normally again, it'll go down to a certain point. So it's kind of just within that range, which is really important. And another thing I think is that you kind of get misled by the diet world, because you sort of think, right, I'm going to lose all this weight, I'm going to look amazing, I'm going to feel fantastic, and then that's it, I can eat whatever I want and go back to just not working out and doing everything that I used to do before I lost the weight. And really, realistically, that's not going to happen, and it's not going to work that way. And I know a lot of people kind of say you need to think about it as a lifestyle choice and you're changing your habits forever and all that kind of thing, but to me personally that didn't really work. I had kind of done that and gone down that road before, and it didn't really help me that much. So what I find is that I look at it in a kind of scales way, so in a balance. And I kind of strive to always be balanced, and that's kind of what helps me maintain my weight, because I know that it's harder to maintain your weight sometimes, I think, than it is to actually lose weight, because when you're losing weight, you're kind of on the game, you're kind of doing everything because you've got a goal and you're kind of working towards something, and the pounds are dropping and you get on the scales and you see that it's working and it's very rewarding. If you're trying to just maintain your weight, you kind of just plodding along at the same pace, and it can kind of get a little bit not very exciting. And I know a lot of people sort of say you focus on your health, you need to remind yourself that like your health is the most important thing, and it is, obviously we all know that it is, but at the same time I can't help but feel like it doesn't necessarily give you the same buzz as kind of trying to get to a certain goal. It's just kind of going along with emotions, if you will. So a couple of key things that I found that are really important when maintaining your weight are, number one, exercise. You can't just stop exercising, and I must admit I haven't been exercising as much as I was before since we've moved, just because I've been so busy and things just keep happening, and I just keep not getting round to it and all that kind of thing, and it's bad. It's not that I'm not exercising at all, but I'm not doing it as often as I should, and I can feel it in my body. I kind of feel a little bit less firm and not as kind of compact. So I need to get back onto that. I did level 3 of the shred today because I hadn't completed level 3. I'd done all of level 1, all of level 2, and then we moved and the weights were packed and all that kind of thing, and I just didn't get around to doing it. So I'm gonna start level 3 again. I probably need to kind of do them all back to back to kind of do a review, but I don't know, I'll see about that later on. But I just wanted to kind of stress the importance of still working out. So I'll still work out on my exercise bike and try and get as much exercise in as you can. The next thing is still make sure that you drink water. Now to me this is very easy because I've always been someone that's drank copious amounts of water, but if you're not someone that drinks a lot of water, but you did while you were dieting, continue to do it. It's a great habit to have, and it's gonna just do wonderful things for you. Keeps you full, flushes out toxins, keeps you hydrated. It's very important, and it's something that you should kind of continue doing no matter what. Then another thing that I find very useful is to try and still get as much vegetables and fruit in your diet. Now I will admit I'm not the best with fruit. I don't particularly like fruit, and I'm just kind of the word I would use would kind of be blah. That's what we kind of say in this house. If something's blah, it means it's just kind of not very appealing, not very interesting. That's how I feel about fruit. I'm kind of, some fruits I actually detest. I won't get into that, but bananas, for example, devil food I absolutely hate. So I'm not very good with fruit, but I do eat tons and tons of vegetables, and I love vegetables. So try and get as much vegetables in there as you can, and I am going to do a kind of healthy lunch ideas video, because I've been swapping around what I've been doing lately and it's been really working great, and I have kind of just been changing things around just to get in a little bit more shape for summer, and I've been overindulging a little bit recently, and that's something that you want to kind of bear in mind too, is that overindulging is something that happens when you're kind of trying to maintain weight, because you think, well, I'm already here. And you'll kind of, instead of having one treat day, maybe have like a treat weekend, and that's what I've been doing lately, and it's been really bad because I've been sort of having a treat on Saturday, and then having maybe a little bit of something on a Sunday, and then a little bit of something on a Monday, and then it's Tuesday, and I'm like, uh-oh, you've had way too many treats. So I like to kind of try and keep that in check, but trying to keep the balance, as I said. So if you've eaten really badly for kind of 3-4 days, it's not the end of the world, you know, it's not going to kill you, you're not going to put on a stone just from eating badly for like a week. But get back to doing what you normally do straight away, as soon as you can, and just kind of don't think about it. Put it into kind of autopilot and just get on with it and do it, and it does really kind of become a habit then, because you think, I've overindulged a little bit, you feel a bit crap, you feel a bit guilty, but then you can just get back on it and it's fine, and you'll feel much better. So that's very important to remember. Then another thing that I find really helpful is kind of watching my carb intake. Now I know this is slightly controversial to some, and for some reason people seem to think that like I don't know what carbs are and all that kind of thing. And I know that, you know, carbohydrates are bread and blah 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 and all those sorts of things. I know that. What I'm talking about is I try and even kind of watch the regular carbs that are good for you. So things like sweet potatoes, quinoa, that kind of thing. They're fantastic for you, but I do try and watch my intake of those, just because I put weight on very easily. You may not, so you don't have to necessarily watch this. But what I'll do is, if let's say I've had something like sweet potatoes or brown rice or quinoa or something like that today, then tomorrow I'll try and have something that's not as carb heavy. I don't go totally kind of low carb ever, but then tomorrow I'll try and have maybe like a soup with some pulses in it, like a vegetable stew, or maybe some sort of eggs and that kind of thing. Just not have those kind of stodgier carbs, and then the next day I will, and then I won't, and I kind of swap it around that way, if that makes sense. It's just something that I think works really well. So I'll do that. And then another thing that I find really useful is to kind of monitor your treats. So I've started to kind of just try and keep in check of what I'm eating, and doing things like taking photos. So Instagramming your meals is a good way to keep on track. I don't do it with every single meal, purely because I don't remember, but it is something that will really help you keep on track, and you'll feel a lot more kind of in control of what you're doing. And you need to just remember that kind of you are going to fluctuate. Your weight is going to change according to different times of the month and all that lovely stuff, and it is very normal. But you do really need to kind of control your weight. If you do suffer from a weight problem, you can't just kind of think, well, I'm going to eat whatever I want now and it's going to be fine, because that isn't really how it works. You do need to keep your eye on the ball and be quite careful about what you're eating, which sucks in a way, but in another way you're kind of doing it because you want to feel good and you want to look good. And I know a lot of people kind of think that, oh, you just want to be skinny and all that kind of thing, but I just generally think that you feel better when you're eating better, and then you look better, which affects other things, and it's just, you know, it's just how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any other requests of similar sort of things, definitely let me know. I know some people have been asking lately for what I eat videos. I'm not doing those just because I said I kept getting kind of quite disturbing messages from young teenage girls who had said, like, I've been eating what you're eating and it gave me a headache, can you suggest something else? And people that were kind of not quite understanding that not everything works for everybody, and what works for me might not work for you, and taking things a little bit too seriously and a little bit too literally. So I don't want to encourage any of that, but I do share quite a lot of my meals on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram name here, but it's just Thesparkleicious. I think it's Thesparkleicious or Thesparkleicious. I can just double check for you, but I'll put a little where am I? I'll put a little annotation here for you, and in the down bar. It's always linked in the down bar, so you can just go and check and go and follow me on there if you want to have a look at what I eat on a daily basis. It's Thesparkleicious without the. Okay, so you can just go and have a look on there, and if you want me to do that healthy lunch ideas that I mentioned, then definitely do so. I've been trying out some different recipes lately, and I kind of stumbled across one the other day which I loved, a really nice quinoa recipe, so I'm going to kind of combine a couple of recipes in a video and share that with you. And as I said, any any other requests of these types of videos, definitely put in the comments below. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.